Hello pilots, I want to welcome you to the official summer season and summer flying. And this time of year I think it's appropriate to talk about weight and balance and density altitude. Those subjects are interrelated because the performance that you get during the winter is definitely not going to be the performance that you get during the summer, especially here in the south where you have a lot of high humidity and high temperatures. Where that brings us is talking about weight and balance, and I'll have to relay a personal story of a weight and balance issue that I had. We would commonly get calls for aerial photography missions. So we were called by a company that wanted to take up some pictures of their plants. I talked to the photographer and he said, hey, I'm going to bring a person with me. He said he's not a small fella, he's pretty heavy, and he says I'm kind of average weight and I'll have my camera with me. So I thought, okay, no big deal. Went and ran the weight and balance and everything worked out fine. Day of the photo shoot, I fly over to the airport about 5 miles away from my home base, meet the folks, and sure enough, one of the passengers there was kind of a large fellow. Had the photographer, had a duffel bag with him. So in the duffel bag, he had a lot of cameras apparently. So in hindsight, I didn't realize this, but he probably had every single camera that he owned, probably underwater cameras and all that, because the pack was rather large to the point where you had to kind of maneuver it to be able to fit into the seat. And therefore, he had to move the seat all the way back. Now, that might ring a bell with you. So basically we have a lot of weight in the back of the aircraft, and then the gentleman that has a seat tracks all the way back. Now there are some weight and balance computations from manufacturers that actually use a forward seat position and an aft, but this aircraft did not have that. So we're on the takeoff run, and as you might imagine, our center of gravity is aft. We have a lot of weight in the aft part. The aircraft was wanting to take off on its own prematurely, so I was having to hold the aircraft down. But at that point, the wheels are kind of turning, and I'm thinking about, hey, what's going on? Perhaps I should have, in retrospect, aborted the takeoff and took some time to study it. But I don't think I knew exactly what was going on. I thought perhaps maybe the trim was just off. We did get into the air. We were flying around for a couple of minutes. I was trying to retrim and figure out what was going on. Then it kind of dawned on me. I looked over to the photographer and I was like, wow, he's sitting pretty far back and he's got this huge bag here, and apparently it's got a lot of weight in it as well. Basically what I did was I said, hey, do you mind turn the bag around and then move your seat up if you can? And so when he did that, the aircraft really started behaving like it should have, and the rest of the flight was uneventful. We were able to go get our pictures that we needed and what have you. That's a personal experience of issue with weight and balance that happened to me. And as Chuck Yeager said one time, he said, we've done a lot of stupid things in our day, but we managed to walk away from them and learn from them. And I think that was the point that I made to myself is, hey, I need to really learn from this.